The morning light filtered weakly through my bedroom curtains, casting a pale gray hue over everything in my small Chicago apartment. It was one of those late winter days in Illinois where the sky hung low and heavy, mirroring the weight already settling in my chest. I had been up for hours, actually, but I lingered under the covers just a moment longer, replaying the mental checklist for today: my MBA graduation after 5 grueling years of night classes, full-time work at the marketing firm downtown, and endless weekends buried in textbooks and case studies. 33 years old. And this felt like the pinnacle of everything I'd pushed for since my undergrad days. I imagined the auditorium, the rustle of programs, the swell of applause as names were called. Most of all, I picture my family in the reserved row. Mom's proud smile, Dad's quiet nod, maybe even a few cousins cheering. My phone vibrated on the nightstand, pulling me out of the daydream. I grabbed it expecting a last-minute confirmation from Mom about parking or arrival time. Instead, the family group chat stared back. Her message was short, almost breezy. "Sweetie, we won't make the graduation. Brooke's housewarming is the only day the whole family can align schedules. We'll do something special for you later." I read it twice, the words sinking like ice into my veins. The room felt colder suddenly. I swung my legs over the side of the bed, bare feet hitting the hardwood with a soft thud, and muttered to the empty space, "Well, that's one way to start the day." I knew favoritism had always simmered in our family. Brooke, my younger sister by 4 years, had always been the golden child, the one whose ballet recitals drew full attendance, whose engagement party became the event of the season. My milestones? They often got rescheduled or quietly sidelined. But this? Skipping my MBA ceremony for her new suburban home in Naperville felt like crossing a line I hadn't realized was there. Bitterness rose as I poured coffee, each sip tasting sharper than usual. By late morning, I couldn't hold it in. I dialed Mom, keeping my tone even. Professional even, like I was pitching a client campaign rather than confronting my own mother. "Mom, this is my graduation. I've poured 5 years into this, while juggling everything else. It's not just another event." She didn't miss a beat. "Honey, houses don't come along every day. Brooke needs us there to celebrate this huge step. You'll have other moments." I exhaled sharply. Almost a laugh, but without humor. "Other moments? Mom, I'm 33. This isn't a participation trophy. This is the degree that opens real doors." Silence stretched on her end, just long enough to sting deeper. "We'll celebrate you properly another time. I promise." The promise landed hollow. The kind people make when they already know they'll break it. The call ended, and I wandered to the kitchen window, staring at the snow-dusted street below. Maya Angelou's line echoed in my head, "People never forget how you make them feel." This feeling of being an afterthought? It was carving itself into me permanently. Later that afternoon, the doorbell chimed. A small package waited on the welcome mat, return address in my parents' familiar scrawl. Inside, a generic white mug with peeling "Congrats Grad" lettering in cheap gold, and a card tucked inside. "Proud of you in our way. Love. Mom and Dad." The phrase "in our way" hit like a quiet insult. It wasn't celebration. It was a guilt token, something to ease their conscience without the effort of showing up. Evening brought another call, this time to Dad. "I just spoke with Mom. You're really choosing Brooke's party over my graduation?" His voice was soft, measured, like he was navigating thin ice. "Your mother planned it this way. Family unity matters for her milestone." I pressed gently but firm. "And what about mine? Am I not family anymore?" A long pause. His sigh said everything, agreement through silence. "You're making a choice here," I told him quietly. "One that changes things." He didn't push back. That nothing spoke volumes. Night fell, and my cap and gown hung on the closet door like a ghost of what today should have been. I poured a glass of Cabernet, the deep red catching lamplight as I sat in the dim living room. I pictured the empty family row in the auditorium, glaring under camera lights while others hugged bouquets and cheered. Oprah's words surfaced. When people show you who they are, believe them. Their absence wouldn't diminish my achievement, but it revealed cracks in the foundation I'd ignored too long. I swirled the wine, making a silent vow. Their no-show was painful, but what came next would redefine everything. 2 days before the ceremony, I drove to my parents' house in the suburbs under the pretense of borrowing an old family album for a supposed work project. The familiar lemon-scented foyer greeted me as I stomped snow from my boots. Mom called from the kitchen, arranging snack trays. "Olivia, come help me decide spinach dip or artichoke for Brooke's party." I steered toward my real purpose. "Actually, can we talk about the graduation?" She barely glanced up. "We'll do cake for you another weekend."
Dear.
Right now, it's all about Brooke's new chapter. You know how excited she is. The casual pivot stung again. The gallery wall in the living room told the full story, frames of Brooke's high school graduation, wedding, baby shower, her husband beaming beside her. My face, one faded senior photo, half hidden behind magazines on a side table. I left with the album, but heavier inside. That night, scrolling Instagram revealed Brooke's post, perfectly staged shots of the new house. Champagne raised. Caption boasting, "Real success is building the life you love, no degrees required." Comments flooded with praise. My stomach twisted. I screenshotted it, adding to a private folder I'd begun labeling mentally as the record. Patterns like this didn't form overnight. They built quietly until undeniable. Sleep evaded me after Brooke's post. Near midnight, I opened an old desk drawer and pulled out a sealed envelope containing a photo from my college graduation years earlier. There I was, smiling tightly on stage, scanning the crowd for family who never arrived. That day replayed vividly. Mom's rushed call about helping Brooke move into her first apartment. The empty seats. The polite stranger applause. Eleanor Roosevelt's reminder looped, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." But the emptiness had lingered anyway. Back in the present, I opened my leather folder of accumulating notes. Bank statements from early career years showed regular transfers to my parents labeled family support. They'd claimed mortgage trouble. Curious now, I searched county property records on my laptop. The house mortgage was nearly paid before my contribution started. Cross-referencing Brooke's first home purchase date, the down payment matched my transfers almost exactly. Clarity hit like cold water. My money hadn't saved their home, it had funded Brooke's start. The folder grew thicker with printouts, dates noted meticulously. This wasn't mere favoritism. It was financial redirection disguised as obligation. A message from my cousin Laura popped up. "Need to show you something. Don't freak." Screenshots from a private family chat titled "Planning Weekend" revealed Mom's directive. "Make sure everyone's at Brooke's. No need to divide attention for Olivia's thing." Brooke replied, "If she asks, keep it vague." Coordinated exclusion. I saved them immediately, adding to the evidence. Anger sharpened into focus. Knowledge was leverage now. I called Mom again, voice steady. "I saw the messages. You didn't just skip my graduation, you planned around it." She deflected. "You're overreacting, honey. Brooke's day is special." "No," I countered, heat rising. "I'm finally seeing clearly." The call ended abruptly, the line between us now brittle. By afternoon, I confirmed my true guest list, colleagues who'd watched me balance deadlines and classes, my mentor who'd encouraged the MBA application. Front row seats reserved for them. Michelle Obama's words echoed. When they go low, we go high. But I plan to go high armed with receipts. 3 days before graduation, Uncle Jerry called. Hesitant. Olivia. I'm sorry, but the family wants everyone at the housewarming. It's easier. Easier for them. I thanked him for the honesty that confirmed my suspicions and ended the call. Laura sent more screenshots from a family meeting summary, my name absent entirely from logistics. The evidence envelope bulged now. At a quiet cafe meetup with another relative who stayed neutral, his silence spoke volumes. I paid my own tab and left. No more investing in one-sided relationships. That evening, I drafted post-graduation dinner invites to my real circle only. A small Italian spot downtown. Private room booked. In my journal, my circle shrinks, but it strengthens. Dr. Phil's insight. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. I was done allowing erasure. The plan crystallized, attend ceremony with supporters. Then, if opportunity arose at the housewarming, confront with truth. The envelope of bank statements, chats, photos, and records went into my bag. They thought this was Brooke's celebration. I prepared for reckoning. Graduation morning arrived with heaviness. Facebook showed Brooke's album, entire family in matching green, welcome home, shirts on her porch. Posted hours before my event. Mom laughing with arm around Brooke. Dad relaxed on steps. Timestamps salted the wound. I locked the phone. Refusing reaction. Laura sent a voice memo from the party background, Mom's voice clear. Olivia's book smart. But she never learned family first. I saved it, letting fury cool into precision. Makeup applied deliberately. Navy dress pressed. I reviewed the war room table. Evidence on one side. Ceremony program on the other. Laura and my mentor met me at the auditorium entrance. Warm hands on my shoulders. Inside. The family row for Olivia Grant sat empty amid bouquets and cheers, a silent spotlight on absence. The ceremony unfolded with anthem, speeches, applause waves. My row stood. Olivia Grant, Master of Business Administration with honors. Walking the stage. Dean's firm handshake. Professor's genuine congrats. The MC quipped about my empty cheering section. I leaned into the mic. Guess they're at a different address today. Soft laughter followed. But inside I cataloged the public sting. Post-ceremony hugs with my supporters outside. Then notifications of Brooke's live stream. Family unified in backyard. Shirts bright. I decided. Time to bring the graduation to them. Driving to Naperville. Hands steady on wheel. Air carried grill smoke and laughter over fences. Gown straightened. Diploma tucked visibly under arm. I entered through the side gate. Clusters of relatives milled under white tents. Matching shirts forming a visual wall of solidarity. The flat screen looped Brooke's montage video, including her mic moment claiming family always stands together, except when people choose otherwise. Heads turned awkwardly as I entered. Some avoiding eyes, others offering strained smiles. Brooke spotted me first. Champagne in hand. Smile practiced. Didn't expect you here. I met her gaze evenly. If family wouldn't come to my graduation, I'd bring it to them. Chatter dimmed. Mom hovered nearby, angled to watch peripherally. I positioned at the dessert table for visibility. Phone camera discreetly recording fragments of whispers. She showed up in the gown, bold. Conversations circled family, unity themes, each word barbed. A tripod camera streamed live to Brooke's followers. Perfect stage. I moved toward the main table where Brooke finished thanks to applause. Extending my hand for the mic. She handed it over reluctantly. Crowd watching. Since we're celebrating family milestones, I began steadily. Let me share mine. I graduated today with my MBA after 5 years of night classes and full-time work. Not one family member came. Murmurs swelled. Not because they couldn't, but because they chose Brooke's party instead. Silence dropped. And the part they omit, my savings funded this house's down payment. Gasps rippled. I lifted the evidence folder visibly, camera capturing it on the live feed. Mom stood sharply. Olivia, this isn't the place. You made sure family doesn't concern me anymore, I replied. I'm just formalizing it. Comments flooded the stream, shock. Questions. Sunlight as disinfectant. I set the mic down, diploma seal catching light, and walked toward the house interior, leaving voices rising behind. Inside. Cooler air carried polish scent. Small group of relatives froze as I entered living room. I unzipped the bag, laying out copies, marked bank transfers, county records showing near-paid mortgage before my money, chat screenshots, voice memo transcript. This is where my contributions went, into Brooke's home. Faces shifted from defense to doubt. Lincoln's quote, "You can fool some people sometime, but not all forever." I called over neutral relatives to witness. As they reviewed, a suited figure entered, my attorney, Orvin, whom I'd texted earlier. Notice of legal proceedings for misappropriation of funds, he announced, placing the claim envelope before Mom. Read carefully. Room stilled. To Brooke, last time you spent my money without consent. I gathered documents, meeting her stripped expression. They played checkers. I've played chess. Orvin followed me out. Voices erupting. Driveway. Ready for next steps? I nodded. Receipts would speak louder than spin. Next morning in my apartment. Sunlight softer, but body still taut. Missed calls and texts from relatives, defensive or denial. I checked banking. Access to shared family account revoked. Relief washed over instead of panic. That leash was gone. I listed subscriptions, shifting everything independent. Oprah, you get what you have courage to ask for. No more permission needed. Calls to supporters followed. Laura, proud of you. Office is buzzing. To neutral relative. Silence chooses sides. Attorney confirmed filing. Advised against direct bait. I finalized dinner RSVPs, genuine confirmations only. Booked solo vacation. Unwrapped new frame for diploma. Hanging where morning sun hit the seal. Prune to grow. Brooke's email arrived. Clarification, casting my speech as stressed miscommunication. Omitting finances. Selective lies. I replied with full timeline attachment, transfers, records, screenshots, audio, to her list plus community figures. Twain, tell truth. No need to remember lies. Send, clicked. Weight lifting. Replies poured. Apologies. Support. Admissions. Laura, you nuked their narrative. Fallout. Brooke canceled tours. Mom left groups. Relatives messaged privately. Evening at the Italian restaurant's private room. Seats filled with true supporters. Plates clinking warmly. Diploma framed on side table illuminated by sunset. Glass raised. Thank you for showing up when it counted. Family is who chooses presence over convenience. I'd rather stand alone in truth than sit in lies. Laughter. Toast. Genuine connection filled the space. Notifications continued, more admissions. Solidarity from strangers who saw the stream. In weeks following, legal pressure mounted toward settlement. I stepped fully into independence. New projects at work thriving without family shadow. The experience left an ache but also clarity. Blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. Actions do. Their choices revealed priorities. Mine redefined my path. What lingered most was the question, how many families quietly rewrite histories until confronted? Mine had. And truth, once voiced, Refuse silence. The diploma on my wall caught light daily. Reminder that some victories shine brightest when claimed alone.